they haven't seen yet.
Mark's canister has passed the impact test. Now they have to see how it'll behave in the air, if it'll fall straight and true. They'll drop it from a plane and watch what happens. That's Basil's job. His plane will climb to 3,600 meters for the drop. That'll give him 45 seconds to shoot video of the falling canisters before he has to open his chute.
Now what we want is for this to fall the right way up with this little tab to the top. And the reason being is that the propagule is in there on its side. Now if it lands like that, that's going to severely damage the root. But if it lands like this way, it's going to keep the root protected. So if this doesn't have nice aerodynamic properties and it doesn't fall like this, we're going to have to rethink this idea somehow.
Because its shape is imperfect and its surface is rough, the canister flies erratically. There's no telling how or where it would land.
So how was it?
I'm alive.
All right.
Extremely dirty aerodynamic properties. This thing's all over the place. You've got to rethink this design, I think, a little bit. Just want to review some of the footage to show you what's going on.
Sure, let's have a look.
But you see there how it's just tumbling out of control like mad. That could easily fall in the wrong orientation and just smash the propagule to bits.
Or you could be sure it's going to hit in the wrong orientation. If we can't find a solution, we're in trouble.
Este homem tem um coeficiente intelectual alto ou muito alto, é heterossexual, o seu aspecto físico é normal e até atraente, tem amigos e amantes, tem até esposa e filhos, é o que muitas pessoas chamariam um tipo fixe. Este homem é um assassino em série.
Assassinos em Série. Estreia domingo, 23 de agosto, às 22h10. Só no Discovery.
High over Louisiana, Basil has discovered a major flaw in the mangrove canisters. Their aerodynamics are far from perfect, so there's no guarantee they'll land bottom down and plant their seeds successfully. For worldwide aerial reforestation to work, the canisters need to fall correctly and accurately. Mark comes up with a simple, low-cost solution.
There's going to be a lot of force on these ribbons, and that's going to be pulling the top of the canister up all the time. It's going to be much more stable, fingers crossed. If it isn't stable, it's back to the drawing board, so I hope it works.
The canister quickly orients itself right side up.
How'd the projectile perform?
Very interestingly, brilliant aerodynamic properties, much more stable. It's going to land the propagule in there the right way up, so it's not going to damage the root. I think we're on to a winner.
I think so.
This prototype is designed to deliver mangrove propagules in coastal zones. But ultimately, the design could be customized to work with many kinds of forest around the world.
Different types of forests will require different types of canisters. Different forests will require different kinds of aircraft, and even different mixes of trees and plants to bring them back to their natural state.
Thousands of aircraft carrying millions of seeds of various tree species could replant deforested mountains, jungles, and plains, as well as coastal areas around the world. The challenge is enormous, but the mission is critical.
We've got to reverse the cycle. We've got to reduce deforestation and increase reforestation. The urgency for reforestation has never been greater.
For aerial reforestation to succeed here in Louisiana or anywhere, local people will have to gather indigenous seeds and make canisters.
On Lost Dune Island, we're attempting to reforest only 10 acres, and it's going to take us over 20,000 canisters.
Hey, everybody. You know we're losing a football field worth of land every hour in the Delta. What we're trying to do here is prove that we can change that from happening.
The people of the Louisiana Delta have come to support the team's effort to end the cycle of deforestation and erosion.
So how's it going, guys?
Good.
Nice to meet you. They can see the Delta itself just eroding away. Even 10-year-olds understand that. So there's a tremendous amount of, I would call it community motivation to get involved and help on any level. Play for the Saints?
Yeah, I play football for the Saints.
No kidding.
So,
what happened to you guys this year?
The challenge before the volunteers is critical. They must produce thousands of uniform canisters in just 48 hours for the first real test of aerial reforestation.
Can you imagine what this is going to look like when they come raining down with the red ribbons flapping in the wind? It's going to be quite a sight.
While the forest bomb production line goes into high gear, Mark and Jennifer head to a helicopter field to check out a dispersal device for the experiment.
It's a bucket used in firefighting to deliver water. It'll open up and the canisters will drop out the bottom.
Jennifer wants to test the aerial water bucket, but she's determined not to waste a lot of valuable canisters in the process.
We've had Kevin send over some real canisters from the workshop, and because it took so much labor to make them, for testing our release mechanism, we're going to use baseballs. So we have 350 baseballs in some of our canisters for this test.
It's exactly the same size and just about the same weight, too.
Release on 3, 2, 1.
It's a success. The bucket feeds the load out evenly, giving the correct 120 centimeter spread.
That was a great release.
All right.
And each bucket holds about 1,300 canisters, a sizable payload for a single helicopter. The team's progress so far is good news for Mark Hodges' vision, and possibly for the world.
Mangroves are being cut down at a rate faster than the rainforest is being cut right now, because it's a wide-ranging, broadly distributed forest all over the world, from the latitude of Jacksonville, Florida, on down to Australia.
The world has lost about 20% of these wetland forests since 1980. And with them, the massive root systems that literally trap and store excess carbon. The team has the chance to show that deforestation can be reversed.